And also picking Gwen into this doesn't feel fantastic either, because Swain's going to be doing damage in the mist to you. If you're on top of the Swain, he's like, cool, and he's got Imperial Mandate, and he's got his Rylai's, and you're going to have a bad time.
I think some of the T1 fans just started yelling just to help them out. And I think that that is absolutely beautiful. I love that.
I think the drafts that have the least things you can criticize them, they all make just complete sense, and they're just standard and strongest. Wow!
Another max range hook comes out from KL as Gumayusi trying to run this one out. In the meantime, in the mid lane, Faker throws down the ulti. He's keeping himself alive for an obscenely long time, and I have a feeling he won't even need to flash. As he goes down to about 200. Meanwhile, the fight continues on the bottom side of the map. This observing's pretty insane. Yeah, being uncharacteristically nonchalant in this early stage of the game, as Croco's going to start fighting Faker. Owner is doing the Rift Herald, and so Faker just going to demonically ascend and show Liv Sandbox some visions of the Empire, I guess.
I feel like they could have pushed the issue more there. Meanwhile, down here.
Yeah, Gumayusi's going to ult. Passive comes through from Prince, but Gumayusi knew as, oh, the killer instinct. Just beautiful from Prince. No funny business for you, Gumayusi. And that will be first blood going over to the Kai'Sa.
It's okay regardless, but let's talk about this play. So this is the Prince and Kale bot duo fight where the ult is committed to here by Guma, and he thinks he can actually escape, but there are two reasons why he can't. One is because depth charge will follow.
As Kerry's going to shake the hand of Kale as, okay, slow down onto Prince. They just fight each other. Fantastic hostile takeover. That's going to guarantee the kill. As Croco looking to try and time this one right, and he does so. Great knock-up to come through as the bailout is going to come down. No kill in time as Croco trades it back, but it's another kill for Carrier. Gumayusi would have liked one of those, but they'll take the double.
So that is all three outers down. They'll save the charge.
Yeah, going to be able to save the health bar.
Yep, and now going to get a second crash. Dub's looking for a flank here.
So much value with that ward there as well. As you can see, T1 trying to get out towards the side. The Empress Divide goes completely wide. As the Cyclone also from Croco doesn't get enough done, and Liv Sandbox, they're going to have to try that again another time.
Yeah, that was a rough attempt there. The ward, as you mentioned, was massive because they were able to see the flank there from Dove React. They go up. Oh, Closer!
Yeah, the cast gone to Closer. He's just stunned forever, and it's the Extendo Beam that picks up the kill.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is about, as T1 are going to face check. Croco looks for the Cyclone. Heartbreaker immediately gets Owner out of there, as Carrier going to have to flash as well. And here it is. The hostile takeover is not exactly the best move, but Faker is in there with the Demonic Ascension. The flash over the ulti. Oh my god, Faker still hadn't taken any damage. Gumayusi's going to turn up, and speaking of damage, he has got plenty of that. No Warrior Tricks is going to fool him either, as Dove underneath this turret. Yeah, you're still food, and he's going to be taken down as well. It is two doubles apiece here for T1, and they may just do a 20-minute Baron.
Spawning here for Liv Sandbox. That is how big this lead is. And it's another platformer here for Faker this time. He's the one who flashes over this Emperor's Divide. His Closer has just not been able to line these up. Watch this one more time.
Look at how far away Gumayusi is as well before this fight started.
Yeah. Flash from Carrier is good as meanwhile.
Okay, Prince is just diving on top of Faker here as Vision of Empire comes down. Decent little flash there from Prince as Faker goes golden at the last possible second, but he's still going to die. Prince, it's not an official 1v1.
That's not fair.
He definitely played it well.
Now, Faker was very close to maybe being able to get one more Q off there. But at the end of the day, we'll break his stopwatch and still die. So pretty big win here for Liv Sandbox. The problem is that with Baron buff, the rest of the map is falling to tatters. As another inner turret will fall.
I mean, Faker got like, what was there, 3 people in the top lane?
Yeah,
that didn't happen. Turns out being able to appear somewhere else is always just pretty good. Vision of Empire comes down. Little decoy comes out from that Warrior Trickster, but I don't know whether this monkey is going to be quite tricky enough, as that body slam defensively was just beautiful. If that was a body slam, even.
I mean, I don't know what Croco was thinking.
Just real dead anyway, so it doesn't even really matter.
He's going back in. I think he dies either way, but he sped up the process.
Yeah.
T1 are basically in position to end the game. They have a wave here mid. I mean, it's only 24 minutes in this meta, but they have so much damage and wave clear. This is easily an inhibitor push.
And also, like, we already illustrated that Live Sandbox have a composition that just straight up doesn't work into T1s, and now T1's in your base, breaking your things, and like, Live Sandbox just cannot do anything to answer it. Dove now underneath this turret, and I think they can freely dive. Gwen's not going to be immune enough here as Faker might have to flash get himself out of the way. The bailout does come through, but I don't think he's going to be able to survive. So, as I say it, pretty instant cast curse, and Faker will go down. Hex gates are going to be taken, though. I don't know whether Live Sandbox still want to fight this.
Don't think so. They're going to have to just clear waves. The mid push is coming here with its first wave of super minions. Top was broken open as well, so Live Sandbox have a lot of problems they're going to have to deal with before the next fight. A minute 30 for next Baron, minute 40 for the Hex Tech Soul Point. Prince?
Yeah, Prince in a lot of trouble. Zaya's going to throw a cask at him, and that is a nuclear bomb.
That cleanse was so sad. He's like, am I good? No!
My screen went gray. Is that bad?
He cleanses, he's like, hold on! Oh, no.
Yeah, you can't cleanse the death chamber, unfortunately. You need a QSS for that one, I'm pretty sure. As Croco's now in a whole host of trouble. Kale's not going to be able to save him for this one. Zayas picks up that kill now as a hostile takeover comes in. Kale desperately looks for someone to hit as Closer is real dead yet again. Dealing with these Emperor's Divide seems to be something that T1 is very, very comfortable with this game. Yeah, Closer has been read like a book. And now, these Nexus turrets are really under fire.
Yeah.
Okay, there's the Demonic Ascension. Faker just going inside the mist. He'll utilize his Zhonya's Hourglass to keep himself alive. Dove also does the same. The pullback onto Kale, though, and Faker stays alive this time. The Nexus turrets aren't really the priority here, as Faker wants to mop up all of these kills. This has been very vocal about in our post-game comms most of the time. Croco will turn up, but yeah, he's pretty squishy as the Wukong, and this, I know it's just above 25 minutes, but I'm going to call it a shellacking as T1 are looking to try and kill Closer one more time, but they'll decide to be merciful this time around. We'll see whether they are in game number 2 as well. Ain't nothing to worry about whatsoever. Zayas, most damage in the game on the Gragas. Nice talk, pretty good.
Yeah, Live Sandbox, they just got totally owned this game. I mean, it wasn't close, and the drafting, I think, is going to have to be a little bit more one way or the other. If you want to go full scale, work is a tough question.
Is that Owner playing Kane and then Lee Sin top? Or is it Lee Sin center bottom lane, top Tahm Kench? No one up for quite some time. So here we are, onto the Rift. We did it. We made it. No one has items yet. Absolutely fantastic. That's still updating. Yeah.
To say.
Well, Zay's going to chase Dove down here towards the top side. This, yeah, Jay's pretty strong at around this stage. It's going to take a while before Dove is actually anyway in the lead. As, okay, Croco just going to queue into Owner here for a moment, but Owner is going to be able to take at least a couple of the Little Wolves as Faker claws his way out. Now, how is the Lee Sin supposed to get out of this one is the question. Riposte comes down, good charm lands from Closer, and Owner's still going to flash and try and safeguard out, but it's not going to be enough, and First Blood goes over to Croco.
He's so close to Faker, who has ult. I mean, ooh, that was so close. He's going to have to claw his way. I don't know what the cooldown is.
He really does want to claw, but doesn't quite have it available. Circle of Frost is fantastic. He's also got a Blast Cone, and man, Faker did not want to flash.
Yeah, he really didn't. He gets the claw up. It almost makes it, but not quite.
Yeah, Closer also flashed. Zayas. Okay, I've seen this one before, as Dove's going to get booped back. There's the flash out from Zayas. And even able to get a bit of damage over the wall there as the ward is down for Live Sandbox. And Owner is going to park himself on it. Dove sitting at 200 health. It's the charge up, but Croco is not going to be able to find any joy.
It feels like this is one of those games where T1 just actually are just going to enjoy themselves. So like, we have the better draft. We're going to sit in your jungle. We're going to make your lives miserable. And even though T1 are down a kill and Owner died there, they're up on gold. Just T1 thinks, because it's this bot.
Prince also might straight up be dead, as Carrie's just tanking the turret. He doesn't care at all. He's ahead in farm by like 2 waves, Wolf. What the heck's going on as Faker is looking for Dove. He's waiting for the riposte, but Zayas is easily going to be able to take that kill. Faker, of course, can go untargetable, and so the dive is so simple. with Croco especially after hitting level 6.
Also, T1 are very slow to start this, so like he could have gotten so much more value. Teleport here at the bottom.
Zayas is going to get picked off as now Dove. Grand Challenge does come on forward. Dawning Shadow keeps Zayas alive for so long that he manages to take down the Vi. Now, can Dove actually fight this out is the question, and Carrier says absolutely not. Q will connect. True Shot Barrage sails by majestically, but isn't going to actually do anything as Gumushi slinks into the mist, and he will be alive as well. T1 going to win yet another fight, and then just take the Rift Herald. What a shame.
Now you're on the wrong side of a team fight. Prince isn't getting value on the bottom.
All right, decent counter gank timing here for Croco, but he's unable to actually find the Q flash, and Croco's just going to die. Gumushi now underneath this turret, and T1 are looking to grab some plates up here. Oh no!
Thanks,
the
Faker.
answers are everywhere. I kind of thought that was going to work because T1 were playing pretty fast and loose. Now might be there. Oh.
They're just luckier than you two. You know, it's just it's not fair.
Was Bono lucky?
Bono.
I don't know, you said you two. I had to make the joke as Closer's ulting. There's the Abyssal Dive, though, as Carrier is just going to lick Closer. So he presses his ultimate button and then gets tongue-lashed, and that's the end of that chapter. Faker now will find Croco, or has Croco found Faker? No, Faker has found Croco. The Everfrost comes down. There's the Frozen Tomb. That Q is pretty comfy, and Ona will help pick that one up for Faker. Oof. It was the answer that they were looking for. I love the flexibility of this composition from T1, just with the fact that you have Carrier as like a side lane tank if you want it, right? It's just pretty cute.
Yeah, he's like, I can put your weak side wherever you want it.
Yeah.
Where you want it, Chief.
Well, here's the Abyssal Dive, as Carrier is going to look to start this fight. Grand Challenge has been issued now, and Dove says, no, I don't think I really want that one, as that's going to be another charge here for Shirley. She'll be taken down in the end. T1 get exactly what they want, though, as Croco wants round 2, not able to get the punch off. And Faker just claws his way out.
He didn't know where Closer was, so playing it safe. As, yeah, those hit pretty hard.
Yeah. Nice little shield to be set up there from Kale, just to make sure he takes as little damage as possible. But this tower is not long for the world, as Faker's going to... there it is! There's the flash ulti we were looking for, as Kale throws down his ult as well. Ona and Faker are going to do some infighting for a moment. He's going to have to flash away from Faker here. Faker doesn't actually have his flash available, as the Baron has continued to be leashed here. T1 still haven't dealt with all of the vision in the area, as Gumushi gets taken down to half health. Croco going to be knocked up here, though, as Faker turns up. They get the Circle of Frost. A very comfortable pickup for Ona, as now everyone's trying to get out. Closer desperately trying to Spirit Rush away, but he doesn't have enough charges. Dove now tagged by the very end of the Piercing Darkness. That riposte was all right, as the Abyssal Dive after the Flash Carrier desperately wanting to get all of the kills. This time around, Zayas picks it up. That's a double. They might even get an ace, as Carrier's just walking through the base of Live Sandbox here at 23 minutes. Zayas is just trying to win the game. They are done with this one. T1 want to go home.
So Zayas has been doing this all game long. Guys, let's just kill the buildings. Let's kill the Nexus. Let's win the game. Hey, look, successful stop of the Baron, Atlas. Yeah. They did not get the Baron.
They did not get the Baron, that's true.
They will get the Nexus, however, and they will win this series 2-0. The most dominant games of T1 so far this season, and
yeah, it's a tough situation. Zayas certainly taking control of that game at every single opportunity, but honestly, a lot of the things were just lined up for him, right?
Yeah, I mean, you know how if you were on the desk, you'd probably come back and say that.
Thank you very much, guys. This is Jason for the POG interview, joined by the solo POG of T1, Zeus. You guys are now tied with 2015 SK Telecom's match win streak. How does that feel? Well, in fact, you know, we are still on that record, and we are still going on, so it doesn't really hit me that hard, but maybe in the future, you know, when I look back to these days, I would be like, yeah, those are good times. In game number 1, I want to ask you about the draft and the comp of T1. We had Gragas top and Swain mid, a very unconventional duo in the solo lane. Well, after the remake, you know, our team practiced Swain a lot, and also Gragas got buffed in this patch, so we were thinking of that. And then I saw Nuguri actually playing that recently, and I was like, yeah, this pick is pretty good, so I wanted to try this. Yeah, with that massive cast coming from Zeus, we were able to have a very fast game by T1. We said this is one of the most perfect games we saw so far. But did you know that your back was actually getting cancelled in the end? I had so many gold in my pocket, so I was just like eye shopping, you know? And then I saw someone teleporting in front of me, and I was like, well, I'm gonna be in trouble. But somehow, my team won the team fight without me, so I was like so relieved. And we saw first strike Gragas by Zeus in game number 1. We saw a lot of burst damage with that rune. So tell us about that build. You know, as soon as you get the lead and priority in lane, you can just like keep farming gold. So that was the key point. So it's bullying lane, getting more gold, and getting stronger faster, right? Exactly. Where did you learn that from? I've been playing solo queue, and then Kenyon was my opponent top laner, and he was like just like farming all the gold away from me. So I was like, yeah, that should be a really good rune choice. And in game number 2, we saw Blind Fiora by Leaf Sandbox. Well, in the LPL, you know, Fiora was one of the meta champions, so I was like, yeah, this is pretty different, which is really amazing. And then I got to play this matchup today, and I kind of realized, yeah, this is kind of a solo queue thing, not for the competitive match. Then what was the plan in dealing with Fiora in lane? Unless, you know, Jace lets Fiora gets all the points she needs. Actually, Jace is in favor of the top lane matchup, so I was not even worried about the top lane play. Then when was the moment that you kind of realized that you already owned the top lane? I was keep pressuring on the top lane, but Dove was also doing a fantastic job just absorbing all the pressure. But after the top lane turret dive, I was able to kind of solidify my lead. Were you the one giving calls for the turret dive play and like team plays on the top lane? Yeah, looking at the comp, you know, I kind of realized that we have to play around top, which means I have to be the vocal one making shot calls. So whenever I saw the turret dive angle, I was just like calling my teammates. Did you see the damage graph after the end of the game? What did you say after you saw that? I didn't really say anything about it, but I always check the damage graph after the game's over. It's one of my habits. So I was like, yeah, this ain't bad. It's alright. And Zeus, you have another stat that which is really outstanding. You have 100% POG rate so far on the side of T1. I think I got really lucky, and after MSI, I kind of learned a lot more. I kind of learned how to feel a lot more comfortable on stage. And we have the match of the week this Saturday. You against Nuguri of Taman Kia. What are you looking forward to the most? Laning against Nuguri was one of my bucket lists since I was an amateur player, you know? And like these days I've been, whenever I was watching Nuguri play, his laning phase is just perfect. So I'm gonna be like playing the game as a challenger. Then are you feeling a little bit nervous, or are you more like excited? I think it's 50-50. We'll find out. Lastly, we had so many fans out here at Lowell Park, despite the hard rain. Any message over to the fans? Yeah, it was I saw the rain was pouring. I was not expecting this much of a fan appearing at Lowell Park, so I really appreciate you guys and thank you so much. Are you guys having fun at the fan meet? Well, to be honest, like I'm a shy person, but at the same time, it's really new to me. And this will be the end of the interview from those from T1, and I'm gonna pass it back to Valdez and Chronicler. Thank you.